Is Google Gemini finally going to win the AI race? Well, in this video, we're going to look at some of the recent developments around Gemini and AI inside the Google ecosystem. And most importantly, what startups can learn from these updates. So make sure you watch this video till the end. For almost 25 plus years, Google decided how we used the internet.
No, don't worry.
Here we go.
Whether it was search, email, maps, or anything else. If something was happening online, Google was somewhere in the middle. But in the last 2 to 3 years, Google's monopoly and dominance faced a serious challenge. Companies like OpenAI, Anthropic, Perplexity, and others changed how people searched and interacted with information. And for the first time in decades, Google looked vulnerable. Google did try to enter the race with Gemini, but the initial user reactions were mixed. Some Gemini models were better than OpenAI's ChatGPT or Anthropic's Claude, and some were not. Even today, there is no clear winner in terms of the best AI model. So the real question here is Google finally making a comeback in the AI race with the latest Gemini updates? And more importantly, can it bring its dominance back? You might already be aware of some of these updates, but I don't want you to look at them as just product updates or information. There are hundreds of videos on YouTube which you can find where you can learn more about these updates and this information. But in this video, I want to look at these updates from a slightly different lens. Not who has the best AI model, but who's building the AI that actually fits into how people live, work, and spend money. And most importantly, what startups can learn from it. So let's take a deep dive. But before that, if you've watched my other videos and found them to be valuable, consider subscribing the channel. First, let's understand why Google was losing ground. When ChatGPT launched in November of 2022, it changed one fundamental thing, and that is user behavior around search. People stopped searching and started asking. So instead of 10 blue links and clicking through them on multiple pages and navigating through the information, users were now getting the answers as a direct response. Yes, the AI was not the most accurate and of course hallucinated at a lot of times. But despite that, there was a clear and meaningful shift in how people interacted with the information. And suddenly, Google's biggest strength, search, started to feel like a weakness. For a while, it looked like Google had missed the AI moment or maybe the AI race. But here's the important thing. Google doesn't need to win one of AI conversations. Google needs to become the default place where people repeatedly use AI as a part of their daily habits. And that's where things start to get interesting. Unlike AI-first companies, Google doesn't just have an AI model. Google has an ecosystem that billions of people use on a daily basis. Of course, there is search, but there is also Gmail, YouTube, Map, Android, Calendar, Documents, and many more products. Most of us already live inside Google's ecosystem. So instead of asking, can Gemini beat ChatGPT? The better question is, what happens when AI is embedded into tools people already use every day? And that's exactly what Google is doing now. So here are 3 recent major updates from the past few weeks. Let's start with Google Workplace Studio. Workplace Studio allows teams to build custom AI agents inside Google Docs, Gmails, Sheets, and calendars without writing a single line of code. So instead of AI being a separate chat window, it becomes a part of the workflow instead. Emails can trigger actions, document can auto-update, meetings can create tasks. This shifts AI from being just an assistant to becoming an operator. Then of course comes the big update, Gemini in your Gmail. I've spoken about this in my previous video, but here's a quick update for those who haven't seen it. For years we have used email passively. We read emails, reply and move on. With Gemini inside your inbox, Gmail becomes proactive. Your inbox can now summarize long email threads, pull out actionable items automatically, and can help you prioritize your day. So instead of endless scrolling, your inbox can now tell you what action it needs what can wait, and what's already done. And this is something no standalone AI tool can easily replace. The third update, and the most important and slightly controversial one, is the Gemini personal intelligence. This allows Gemini to connect with your Gmail, YouTube history, photos, and Google search. As a result, it can give you personalized and uniquely tailored responses. Gemini no longer just knows your information, it understands context. And this is where Google's data advantage becomes impossible to ignore. So, is Google winning the AI race? Here's my honest take. Google is not trying to win the AI race the same way other companies are. They're not trying to build one killer app or chase the title of being the best model. Instead, they're embedding AI into work, communication, and daily decision making. They're playing to their real advantage, which is owning the ecosystem and distribution. If AI becomes invisible and simply work inside tools people already use, then Google doesn't need to win the AI race explicitly. In many ways, they would have already won it. And this brings us to the most important part of this video. What startups can learn from Google's AI strategy. The first lesson is simple. Distribution beats features every time. A great example of this is Gemini inside Gmail. Users didn't need to download a new AI tool or sign up for a new subscription or even change their behavior. AI just showed up exactly where they already spend hours every day. So if your product requires users to change habit, switch applications, or learn a completely new workflow, your AI needs to be at least 10 times better. Otherwise, the player with distribution will eventually win the game. The second lesson is about AI in the isolation versus AI inside an ecosystem. Many standalone AI tools can answer questions, but Gemini inside Gmail can summarize email, extract tasks, and influence what users actually do next. The lesson here is that AI becomes far more valuable when it is connected to existing systems, data, and workflows. So instead of operating as an isolation chat interface, it is a part of your workflow and your daily life. While I believe that we are still in the early stages of AI, with so much happening in the ecosystem, two things are absolutely very clear. Distribution matters more than features at any day, and AI delivers real value when embedded into a workflow and is a part of a larger ecosystem. If you're building an AI startup or working on an AI product, I would love to hear thoughts on this. And if you found this video valuable, like the video, subscribe the channel, and I will see you in the next one.